boy Blitz and Bubba. Just tell me like where'd the music come from? Like what's the vibe? What's the scene? Just tell me what everything is.
Man, the music definitely come from the Bay. The music definitely come from the heart, and the music definitely come from the experience of the streets, of the struggles, of the good times, of the bad times, and everything in between. You know what I'm saying? It's really represented in how we deliver and how we package the music and how we get it out there. So it's all a part of the family, of the home, the West Coast tradition and culture that we got out here from Northern Cali all the way down to Southern Cali. You know what I mean? The music got that flavor, it's got that fire, and it really come from the people.
Do you feel like the Bay doesn't get enough recognition? Do you feel like you wanna represent the Bay? Or do you feel like you wanna show that people from the Bay can really show that real culture, that real substance?
Absolutely. You know, it ain't that it's been lacking, but definitely as the youngsters coming up in the game, we got to represent because it's legends that have been out here holding it down for a while. And what I noticed about every other spot, I mean, I go over to New York, I go down to Florida, I go to ATL. A lot of the artists out there support each other and they do stuff together. So that's something in the Bay. We ain't never been haters. We didn't always been players, max and pimps. You know it to the heart. So with that said, everybody linking up and there being more collaborations is a beautiful thing. And I think that when more of that happens, the music of the Bay, the style, the swag, it gets put out there as opposed to you getting it from a different source who kind of, just really like it and they also doing the same style of music.
Do you feel like you have to target your sound to a certain audience, or do you feel like you can stay true to who you want to be and like what the sound you want to present?
I definitely think that being true to yourself is the best way to go. At the end of the day, man, you got to look yourself in the mirror and be like, am I a real motherfucker? Am I a fake motherfucker? Am I real? Am I fake? Am I real? Am I fake? And it's always got to be real. So whatever you trying to, image you trying to put out there or style of music or swag you trying to put out there, it's all good. But make sure you let motherfuckers know, hey, man, this is what I'm about. So it don't ever get twisted. You know what I mean? And that's what I feel happens a lot. Shit get twisted. You can't let that happen.
Do you feel like it was a struggle to come from the bottom to where you are now, or do you feel like this was just a steady wave that you were able to just come through naturally?
Oh man, hey, living in the projects, no food on the table, no lights, roaches, gunfire, all that shit. You know what I mean? This is a reality for a lot of black males out here and other males out there. I'm other different cultures and ethical males out there too. So I mean, it ain't just the African American population that is felt anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's different like that. It's different in the Bay. Everybody, all different colors, vibes, and flavors. So we all kind of get down. But the whole thing about it is when I'm out here and I'm doing my thing, I gotta let it be known, hey man, the Bay is here, we being represented, and we gonna go hard.
Do you feel like the Bay, like our culture has been taken over, and like feel like people have just been using our sound to just kind of like get clout off it? I feel like the Bay hasn't been able to show out to an extent that we really can. Do you want to like you yourself represent the Bay and just like show that if you're from the Bay, you can like bring this sound to the mainstream media?
Absolutely, because you hear and see examples of other artists who have a similar style and swag. There's certain popular types of music that are out now. You know what I mean? Which is tight when you get that style. In the Bay, we got our own style, we got our own swag. So I do feel it's important to represent it and let it be known that it can come from the source and it can originate here and have just as much potency as it coming from an artist who's top 10 Billboard right now who got a dope beat, sounds just like it's from the Bay and putting that Bay swagger on it. So I'm not a hater in the sense to say you can't do that because if you're good, do it and represent. When you come here, we'll feel it. The same way as in when that music comes directly from the source and you hear it, acknowledge it and feel it because it's felt here. You know what I'm saying? It's a two-way street.
Let's go to like long term. Let's go like to the next 5 years. Do you feel like the Bay Area could be a hub for mainstream media and like real sound? Because we've had SOB, we've had Save the Gemini, we've had GEC, we've had E40, we've had all these legends that come out of the Bay, but it just still doesn't feel like as a base and as a home we've had like this unity of which we can like express everybody coming from here and like expressing their music and everything. Do you want to like show that everyone from the Bay can express themselves and like put their music out there, or like what do you want to achieve coming from here and like where you're from and everything?
I definitely want to achieve the attention of a solid fan base because once you have people's attention, it's all about what you tell them. and I can send you down the road to hell, or I can lift you up a little bit to make you make a second thing, to make you think twice or take a second chance. You know what I mean, on some shit. So that's the way I kind of see it. I kind of see it as, if I get that platform, it's a couple things I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show my ass just a little bit because, hey, I never got to show my ass. But even more so importantly to that, I want to make sure that the music hits all the right ears. I want to make sure that a lot of the bullshit that's watered down out there gets addressed, because it's a lot of G's out there who like to talk about how the music is bad now and all this other shit. But I'm like, who have you really left in the game? You know what I mean? Who have you really put on who are still there now to help diffuse the bullshit that's out? So that's another reason why I come with my lyrics. I try and get the best, hottest production. I try and mess with the best, hottest people, which is why I'm in here right now. You know what I mean? And all that is needs to coalesce into something powerful. And it needs to be presented as, hey, this is what the fuck it is. It needs to be acknowledged. And once that happens, you get that attention, you get that exposure, man, the sky is the limit. But you got to be serious. You can't be catting off. It can't be about weed all the time. It can't be about drink all the time. It can't be about pills all the time. All those things are things that happen and things that go with it. So do you, but make sure you never lose sight of the goal, man. And the goal is to be on top.
When people hear your music, and when people see you, do you want them to be inspired? Do you want them to feel like they can relate to you? What do you want people to feel when they hear your music?
Definitely got to be relatable. You know what I mean? It has to be relatable. I feel that if you touch people on certain levels with any song, you know, it may be a softer, more gentler song, or a song about some serious shit that somebody feel you on, not the club banger that you got. Or maybe, you know, the club bangers what got people feeling you, and the other stuff they learn to, you know, come together and appreciate more later down the line. That happens a lot too. When you're an artist trying to get out there and get that exposure, it's kind of like you're testing the water with different baits, trying to see what catches. And what catches isn't necessarily all you're about, but it's what catches. So it's the initial introduction to the fan base, to the public, and to you as an artist, which is all good. In the long run, I definitely want people to be able to relate to the music, to be able to feel the lyrics, and to inspire the next generation not to bullshit and to come hard and correct. Because listening to Pac, listening to some of the other legends out here on the West Coast, it taught me to come hard and come correct. So there ain't no room for bullshit. R.I.P. to Pac, man.
R.I.P. to Pac and R.I.P. to Nipsey Hussle, to be honest.
talk.
Let's talk about some things that are going on right now. I mean, Nipsey Hussle have obviously passed. I mean, I can go back to X, and I can go back to, you know, Mac Miller. I can go back to several artists that have just passed that shouldn't have passed. You know what I mean? You yourself, where do you feel like, how has this touched you? Like, how's the passing of Nipsey Hussle, and how's the passing of like these other artists that have come up? Do you feel like you're a little bit targeted because you're a rapper and you're trying to come up? Do you feel like you might feel like you have some people that trying to bring you down?
I think that everyone has someone that's trying to bring them down. I think that there's an energy in the world that's trying to bring people down. And I think the people who are on top, who know that shit, they suppress us with it. You know, now I ain't gonna get too much into it, but that's something I feel. However, every individual, you know, they live their own life. And it's a shame when we see the artists, you know, are taken from us or they're passed away, because we only know the artist. I only know the artist. I didn't know the person. So whatever came before the artist, I have no idea what's tied into. And that's what's tough, because if you get a close connection with the artist and they end up being taken out of the game, their music can never be appreciated again after this, whatever they have out now. So it's a heartfelt loss. And I've been hearing people on Instagram and on the radio, and everybody's expressing their condolences, and, you know, and rightfully so, to those people who have been affected by it, you know. And good people are taken out every day, and bad people are taken out every day, and everybody else in between. So it's just important to remember, like we talked about earlier, representing yourself. I ain't gonna get on here talking about, nigga, I'm shooting 100 guns, I'm selling hella dope, because that ain't what I'm doing. You feel me? I'm on another hype doing some other shit. So if you're doing your shit, hey, rock with it and do it. But at the same time, that's another thing in the music, and another thing in the image, and another thing you putting forth to the public to let them know what you're about. So, you know, RIP to all the fallen soldiers. And, you know, as hip hop, we gotta be more aware of these things. We talk about violence a lot in our music, you know, and when it affects us, it shocks a lot of people, you know, but they hear about it every day, and it don't shock them when they bumping that shit. So, you know, wake up, lightweight, wake up.
Fuck the fame. Fuck the money.
Right.
Fuck just everything that might give you clout.
Mm.
At the end of the day, what is it all for?
Man, at the end of the day, it's for fulfillment, because I can wake up and not make a dime making music because I've already done that shit. I still do it. So as of now, it's the love that's pushing it. It's always going to be the love that pushes it. It doesn't necessarily have to be hip hop. I listen to classical music. I listen to rock. I listen to country. I listen to Latino music. I listen to everything. Salsa merengue. I listen to everything because I'm a fan of music. I appreciate the style and I appreciate the vibration that it resonates with in the universe. I'm on some shit like that. I'm trying to push it all the way to the next level because it's been too much ignorance suppressing the good things about music and the good aspects that we bring to awards. That's why it's so many Grammys now with the hip hop. You notice they flooded the shit with hip hop and everything else. So it's gonna be a lot more stuff going on. But the whole thing is at the end of the day, I do it for the fulfillment that I get. I enjoy it, and when other people can enjoy it, it's just as good as us sharing a meal. It's just as good as me helping you out, you helping me out. We breaking bread together. It's unity at the end of the day. You know what I mean? If you're on the planet by your damn self, that's a lonely place. Like, nigga, take me out. I'd rather be here with everybody else and we just figure this shit out.